With World War III being put on the back burner once again, that is of course unless Netanyahu decides that Israel has every right to defend itself and decides to strike one of its other neighbors in the Middle East, I think we're returning back to at least what was the hot button topic. It's so strange how this stuff has been bubbling up and really hasn't amounted to all that much, really lending credibility to that theory that nothing ever really happens. Okay, so we're running back the whole illegal immigrant talking point, which is just such a non-starter. And honestly, man, like I touched on this. We talked about this, God, early this week or something like that. Yeah. You know, when all the Iran fear-mongering, was really kicking off, and how Arnold Schwarzenegger was coming out and seeming like the most level-headed individual. And honestly, the backlash to his common sense take that, spoilers, so many people hold, which this is just like, this was always a losing proposition. Okay, the whole, we need to support illegal immigrants. It's like, nobody's really pushing for that stuff. Okay, like you got your liberal white women that are out there who always vote for and advocate for the worst ideas possible until it directly starts to affect them. Just look at the transgender issue. I digress. But no, you just talk to legal immigrants, Schwarzenegger first and foremost, something that's going to tie into something that we're going to reference a little bit later in the video. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Eddie Guerrero, wasn't exactly the biggest fan of illegal immigrants, even though he is and was very proudly Mexican. It's not a winning proposition among minorities. They don't like this shit, okay, because they know how difficult it is to come into a country illegally, and they know that the worst of the country, the dregs of one country being let into the other via illegal methods never contribute to a winning society. The ones that leave legally want to leave that country mostly due to the illegal activity going on there, okay? The people that are flooding into the other country to do nefarious shit ruin their home country to begin with, so why would they want the place that they fled to become the place that they fled from? So yeah, this is just such a monumentally stupid luxury belief that is only held by idiots. And it takes somebody who is wrong like half to 3/4 of the time. Don't get it twisted. I love the man. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a huge inspiration. I showed it before and I might as well show it again right here, okay? He's right there. I see him every goddamn day, okay? Whenever I peer down, I can take a look at Total Recall, my unbelievably true life story, right next to the Arnold Schwarzenegger, the new encyclopedia of bodybuilding. It's like he's a massive inspiration in my life, likely of many other people that are out there. He is the definitive action star, blah, blah, blah. I could glaze the guy for the rest of the day. I appreciate him for a multitude of reasons. He's got some really goofy political takes that I really think are incongruent with the rest of his principles, but I digress. He hopped on The View earlier this week, and yeah, like I said, I talked briefly about this clip, but I think it warrants playing for everyone this time around, okay? Because it's embedded here on that Park Place article. Shout out to them, and I got it sped up a little bit, and I gave you some closed captions right there, and hopefully that, the skirts the goofy-ass YouTube Gestapo, which are doing some really fuck shit. Like, I've been seeing these articles about, ad blocker on the site, and it's leading to incredibly borked performance for some people, ads on premium for some respect, and fuck, I just got age restricted on a video from like 3 years ago that I don't think anybody's watched in like the past 3 years, for Christ's sake. So yeah, there's some funny stuff going on YouTube side of things, okay? So hopefully they're fine with me playing this clip, and if not, I frankly don't care, because Arnie just shatters the worldview of these cackling hens, and they look exceptionally stupid in the process, okay? So yeah, to just set this up, okay, Joy Behar is about to ask him on the proposition of how Arnold felt about seeing all of those ICE raids take place and what his position on this was, okay?
Well, I'm not governor anymore.
But as an immigrant yourself, you're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing, when you see the videos of it?
Did you understand what was going on down there, or did you feel something? Because that's far more important than anything else. And yeah, no, it's not that they're drinking crack cocaine or anything out of their mugs. I got it sped up to 1.5, okay?
Well, I tell you, you say that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine they came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so...
God damn, how many of them are just going, oh fuck, this went sideways. Oh no, you're supposed to shit on the you don't like Trump. You've had a very public feud with Trump. Shouldn't you take it to him? But no, he's just being grateful. And honestly, it's like, I hate to sound corny, but I don't know, it's shit like this that really makes it difficult for me to fully dunk on the guy, because it's just nice to hear, to be completely honest. Okay.
so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity.
And it's also so nice, okay, and just run that back real quick. It's so nice that after, nearly 4 decades, he can square off against the Predator once again.
And I think because I'm such a proud American and a proud immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do, on July 4th, a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon.
Yo, that's going to be cool. I'll be completely honest, man. And like I said, I just wanted to play that clip to give you guys, full context on it, because, yeah, the rest of the audience, okay, they're out there, they're clapping and shit like that, but it's a little bit muted. Now, okay, they move on a little bit. And instead of playing Whoopi Goldberg's, I smoke 8 packs a day and I like to set up ridiculous strawmans, I'll read you through the rest of the clip, okay? So Whoopi argued that 90% of the people that come here are trying to do the right thing. Well, if they were trying to, they would do the right thing by going about the right way. Sonny Hostin tried in by the off-sided line that immigrants are less likely to commit crimes in this country than actual American-born citizens. Wow, I wonder where she got that talking point from. But yeah, Schwarzenegger didn't budge. Instead, he pivoted on a larger issue, just like a good politician does: the failure of Congress to pass meaningful immigration reform. I can actually agree with him on that one. As somebody who looks to the United States and the state that his current country is in, up here in Canada, I just like, oh fuck, I need to get the hell out of here before it collapses into a third world shithole a la Venezuela. But I digress. While stopping short of endorsing harsh measures, yes, he called out both Democrats and Republicans for their inaction. Well, I was a Republican when I ran as governor in California, and I managed to work several bipartisan bills, and it's all about getting together and working with people, sitting them down in a room and coming together on things, working together for the American people. God, there's so much fucking waffle and shit in his most recent book, Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. I have a bunch of Schwarzenegger books and memorabilia and all that shit. I've probably watched, like, outside of Lord of the Rings, Pumping Iron's probably the movie that I've watched the most. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Arnie, and the fact that I can praise him instead of going, look, what the fuck are you doing, man? Okay, this is just cringe shit. Can you just stop fucking ruining your legacy? It's so nice to hold him up in this regard, okay? Because he has the right take, the acceptable take, the correct take on this immigration situation, okay? As opposed to cringe shit happening over in wrestling, okay? Now, here's the thing. I've talked about my appreciation for AEW, okay? It's significantly fallen off in recent years, mostly because they treated Kevin Kelly, throwing him under the bus for some can't really say that, Pride Month enthusiast. There we go on that one. Let's just say, Ian Riccaboni likes to fly his own flag, but he leaves the L at home. And also, and I'm no fan of CM Punk, and in fact, he was doing a lot of this other cringe shit when he was over here in AEW wearing his fucking Troon shirts, and then, didn't he have one, because he was still employed before he got shit canned. He was still employed during the time of the actors strike, and he was endorsing SAG-AFTRA. Like, oh my god, imagine signing up and endorsing the Film Actors Guild, bro. I know a lot of people like CM Punk. Oh, I can disassociate the performer from the guy. Phil Brooks is just a real piece of work, but CM Punk is great. Bro, I've seen his work. It's fucking mid at best. There's a reason that when he was on top, shit was falling off. And as you can see it right now, this is an entirely other video that I could do about this stuff. And the fact that the Fed WWE is trying to tell you that it's more popular than ever. Meanwhile, ratings are nosediving on Netflix. SmackDown on USA Network can't even crack 1.5 million. NXT continues to flounder on the CW, which fucking surprise. No, you continue to launch a bunch of shows that nobody watches on other platforms, featuring a bunch of nameless, faceless, charismaless hacks that it was the same shit that drove the company into the ground. It just killed its relevance in the early to mid 2010s. That it has yet to recover from. Imagine having that mythical heel Cena run and making it the most boring shit ever and not capitalizing on Fucking Fed is dead, and AEW is a simple parody and shell of itself. Continue to push all of those female performers, man. It's so great that you guys are so inclusive. Meanwhile, nobody's paying attention to your shit outside of these one-off special events, because they're down here in Mexico, Arena Mexico, co-promoting with the oldest North American professional wrestling association, CMLL. And by all accounts, it was a pretty decent show, and yeah, the crowd was exceptionally hot. Is normally what you get whenever you go abroad, and especially because this was AEW's first promoted event in Arena Mexico. The arena was full and it was loud. But one of the cringiest things on the night, okay, a mid-carder that's out there, Brody King, who, yeah, he's a big guy, he does good work. I've watched him and I've known about him for quite a long time. Especially when he was running around on the indies and ROH prior to Tony Khan's buyout. Like, I've seen him, known about him, and yeah, no, he's a good big guy, okay, that's out there, but he's never really cracked up into that upper echelon. He's always just been lower mid-card at best. A good heater in a faction group, okay, long story short. But he decided in Mexico that it was a good idea to wear an Abolish ICE t-shirt. Like, the fuck are you doing? Okay, and I want to play his walkout when he displays his t-shirt. Just listen to the crowd and just the sheer apathy, because it's, well, we'll get into it here.
Nice California, weighing 285 pounds, Brody King.
Fucking nothing. He shows up. He is just a muted response. Okay, it's just, yeah, kind of like, oh yeah, I like that guy because he's fine. Okay, and then he, yeah, bravely shows his Abolish ICE shirt, which is supposed to elicit a response to the people that want to be in Mexico, supporting a fringe problem in the United States that not even Mexicans appreciate. Like, the fuck are you doing, you absolute mong? No, this is a reason why I cannot take wrestling seriously, because you have people saying that, oh, this was so stunning, it's so brave, but in actuality, it's fucking retarded. And now that wrestling has become so overtly political, not just for this t-shirt, okay? Don't get it twisted, okay? This is not the straw that broke the camel's back. This is just simply another paper cut on a corpse. But continue to just, play for social media. All the freaks on fucking Twitter will just go ahead and give you likes. And it trended Wednesday night when he did it, mostly because it's like, wow, that's the type of publicity stunt that AEW is doing. Oh, good stuff. It's like, no, man, Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada are going to be running it back next month, and it's going to be great, and it's really going to be difficult for me not to want to watch that. But anyways, we saved the worst for last, and that would be Cuck Hulk. Okay, Mark Ruffalo. Over the weekend, when they had those big and, super inflammatory No Kings protests in opposition to Flag Day, Donald Trump's birthday, and his big military parade that, nobody turned out for, but then you just turn the camera a little bit to the other side and it's like, hundreds of thousands of people turned out for those. So yeah, okay, cool. He had a military parade. Great. It was Flag Day. Great. It's something that normally the military does to celebrate Flag Day. So not exactly the whole, oh my God, he's literally like Hitler because Hitler also had a military parade for his birthday. Yeah, it's the same type of hysteria that you get because, oh my God, Adolf drunk water and we see Trump have a difficult time drinking water. Oh my God, it's literally the Fourth Reich. But no, dipshit was out there spewing his idiocy and reminding us why exactly the second most popular standalone Marvel character, nobody's really barking up any trees wanting to get another Incredible Hulk movie. So Mark Ruffalo defends illegal immigrants by claiming white people commit the most crime. Remember how I said, I wonder where Sonny Hostin got that talking point? Mark Ruffalo over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. During a recent political statement, Disney Marvel actor Mark Ruffalo made a sweeping claim that raised eyebrows among those who've actually looked at crime statistics. Yeah, I'd like to share some other ones with you, but I'm sure that would really upset you. The immigrants aren't the criminals. Right. Yeah, no, the legal ones are. No, of course not. No, they got green cards, they got visas, that's totally fine. But it's all kind of baked in the whole illegal immigrant thing. When you illegally cross into a country, you break a law. It's kind of baked into the premise. Most of the crimes committed in this country are by white people. Really? Okay, do we have to introduce him as well to this concept of per capita? Normally, it's just idiots on social media going, "Oh my God, look at the raw data," and then you go, "Well, 13%, and then 52." Anyways, it's a sentiment that played well with Hollywood progressives and cable news panels, but the truth is far more complicated. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, we got to talk about FBI crime stats. Yeah, according to the most recent full data set, the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program, white offenders made up 69.4% of arrests in 2019. That was the last time criminal activity was reported by the FBI broken down by race. Yeah, so interesting, right? How we have to wait, 7 years, the length in which that it takes for a Star Wars movie to come to theaters, in order to get an update on these statistics. And even still, you have major large liberal cities not even wanting to report their crime stats. So whatever, we'll see how accurate that data is. That figure includes everything from theft and vandalism to DUI and minor drug charges. Oh, okay, so the non-violent stuff. Now, here's the catch. The FBI categorizes most Hispanics as white. And yeah, whenever you look at some of those viral booking photos, and if any of the data also gets released at the same time, and you got some people with names like Jose and Leroy checking off the white or the Caucasian box, and it's like, I think there's a little bit of a discrepancy here. I don't know. Were you booked by Officer Stevie Wonder? That means illegal immigrants who don't identify as black, Asian, or other minority groups are often logged under white in arrest records. But yes, murder arrests in 2019 were listed as 51.3% black, 45.7% white, yeah, and many Hispanics in that statistic. And you want to break it down even further, you just go ahead and go with gang violence, and that accounts for a vast majority of those deaths. And then you just even want to run back the whole per capita argument, and things get even more difficult for Mark Ruffalo to suss out. But no. He would, instead of, going, "Oh, okay, in light of new data, I'm just going to go ahead and shut my mouth and continue to support a dwindling and difficult to defend cause." No. I'm just going to say that it's ultra wealthy white people that are the cause of this. Just don't look into my own records, okay? Don't point out that I'm an obvious hypocrite. But ultra wealthy white actor Mark Ruffalo thinks ultra wealthy white people are the problem in America. Right, because it's a grown-ass man over the age of 50 wearing a flat-brimmed hat off to the side. I mean, he's cringe in general, but this takes it up to a next level at the No Kings protest, which, again, all of this shit is just so fucking pathetic. But no. It's not the immigrants, it's the billionaires, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not the immigrants, it's the billionaires.
Okay.
Well, we're seeing what's happening. First of all, we're understanding that the immigrants aren't the criminals. If you look at the statistics, most of the crimes that are committed in this country are by white people, that non-immigrants, and they add to our economy by the...
Also, okay, so there's no people that come into the country that aren't minorities. That's interesting. I just, okay, good. I'm so glad that we can get all of our political talking points from actors who can't string a sentence together without a teleprompter or somebody else writing their lines for them. All right.
Billions. And so for every horrible thing that you have to go through in life, you get an equal gift in return. And the gift of this time is that we get to see who the true villains are. We get to see who's really making our lives unbearable.
Right. And I'll just go ahead and cut you off right there, Mark. Yeah, we can go ahead and assess who is making our lives less bearable. Who exactly is the villain in this situation? We don't have to go any further than the out-of-touch elites that are advocating for these unpopular, unwanted, and unconstitutional measures. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo, and I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.